Hello everybody. In today's session, we will learn about the structure of mitochondria and its functions. Mitochondria. Mitochondria, it is commonly known as the powerhouse of the cell. Why it is known as powerhouse of the cell? That because it produces cellular energy in the form of ATP. So let us start to understand the structure of mitochondria. So here I write down mitochondria. The singular form of mitochondria, it is mitochondrion. Mitochondrion. The number of mitochondria per cell is variable depending on the physiological activity of the cells. Typically, it is sausage-shaped or cylindrical. Each mitochondrion is a double membrane bound structure with the outer membrane and the inner membrane dividing its lumen distinctly into two aqueous compartments, the outer compartment and the inner compartment. So let us try to draw the structure of mitochondria, and here I go with the structure. This is the outer membrane what I am drawing. These are the folds which occur. So let us shade down the two of these compartments. So here I shade with the red color indicating the inner compartment. Okay, so here you can see the shape. It clearly shows that it is sausage shape, or you can see the shape, it is cylindrical. This is the portion which is cut out and the inner view of the mitochondria is shown. Let us name down all these parts. The first of it is the outer membrane. Now that's the outer membrane. Then comes the inner membrane, which is divided into folds. Now this is the inner membrane. Now the inner membrane, it is divided into several folds. Now these folds, they are called as cristae, singular crista. And then you can see the intermembrane space which is found between the outer membrane and the inner membrane. So here is the space which is between the inner membrane and the outer membrane. Now we call this space as the intermembrane space. So the space is called as intermembrane space. Okay, so now our structure is ready. Now, the inner compartment, what you see, is called the matrix. Now, here I write down this is the matrix, what the mitochondrion has. That's the major component. The outer membrane, you can see it forms complete. So the outer membrane is complete, whereas the inner membrane forms a number of infoldings, what we have already mentioned them as cristae. So singular is crista, so plural it is cristae. Okay. Now, the two membranes have their own specific enzymes associated with the mitochondrial functions. That means these two of the membranes, the outer and the inner membranes, they release their own specific enzymes. Mitochondria are the sites of aerobic respiration. Mitochondria, they are the sites of aerobic respiration. Now that's the major function what the mitochondrion is performing. Other than this function, there are major functions what the mitochondrion also performs. Before going to the functions, let us try to know what are the important components which are found within the mitochondria. Now, the matrix also possesses singular circular DNA. So let us try to draw over here single circular DNA molecules. So here I'm using the green color indicating these DNA molecules. Okay. Apart from that, the DNA mitochondrion also has few RNA molecules. Now RNAs, they are being differentiated as such. They are single-stranded extensions. So here are the single-stranded RNAs. So mitochondria, they have their own DNA as well as the RNA molecules. Along with these, they also have their own ribosomes. And these ribosomes, they are the protein factories. So I'll draw these ribosomes right over here. These are the tiny bodies, tiny cell organelles. And these ribosomes, they are a bit different from the plants and animal ribosomes. The ribosomes, they are of 70S type. The ribosomes in mitochondria, they are of 70S type of ribosomes, whereas plants, animals, they have 80S type of ribosomes. These ribosomes, they are the chief organelles which are required for the synthesis of proteins. These mitochondria, they are capable of dividing by fission. The other major functions what mitochondria is performing, they are after aerobic respiration, these mitochondria, they have cristae, the sites of oxidative phosphorylation. Cristae, the folds which are formed by the inner membranes, these cristae, they are the sites of oxidative phosphorylation. And also, along with oxidative phosphorylation, these cristae, they also take part in the electron transport. Matrix is the site of Krebs cycle. In the matrix, the Krebs cycle takes place. Now this Krebs cycle, you are going to learn it in the physiology of plants separately. Now this is the most important cycle. With the help of this cycle, the ATP molecules, they are generated in large number. These mitochondria, they also provide intermediates for the synthesis of chlorophyll. So mitochondria, they also provide the synthesis for chlorophyll. Not only chlorophyll, but also the other pigments like cytochromes, pyrimidines. Pyrimidines are the nitrogenous components, and many other components are synthesized in mitochondria. And the last function of mitochondria is to synthesize many amino acids. So there we go. We have the structure of mitochondria and all these functions. These are the major functions. The most major function is to synthesize the ATP molecules, and with these molecules we are able to get the energy, and so we are able to perform all the major activities. That is the reason why mitochondria is known as the power house of the cell. Hope you have understood. Thank you very much. We'll meet in the next session.